On this episode, we're going to dive into the reasons it. No.
Although it may look glamorous, we're going to dive into what it truly takes to be a successful entrepreneur.
On this episode, we're going to dive into what you guys see and what you guys believe and what it really takes to be an entrepreneur in today's day and age. Welcome to the On the Couch podcast, where we talk about entrepreneurship. We talk about what it takes to really succeed in this business. We talk about mindset, conditioning, everything what it really takes, I guess.
And mortgages.
And mortgages. Yeah, we talk about financing on some episodes. And today we have a guest. There's that, before I introduce myself and everybody else, there's that saying, like, believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear kind of deal. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about on this episode. I'm Johnny Supa. So welcome to On the Couch. We have
Danny Cardozo.
And we have a special guest today, once again.
Our good friend, Frank Vella.
Frank Vella, thank you for having me, guys. It's always a pleasure to come out here and chat with you
I
guys.
think that was like the least energized intro.
You definitely weren't very energized for this one, but that's all good.
Yeah. Maybe I'll switch it up for a bit.
You would think after, I'm going to leave that out for now.
What were you going to say?
Never mind. Now, if I can recall properly, I mean, this is 86 or 87 or something along those lines. And Frank was actually one of our first guests. Were you not?
Yeah, probably one of the first 5, I would say.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I got a call back. I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I made the audition.
It didn't come from me.
As long as it came from one, it's okay.
Yeah.
50%.
No, you're welcome anytime, for sure. Definitely. So we were chatting before we got on, I was going to say on air. Well, we're not on air, but technically we're on air. Before we hit the record button, we were chatting about success, what it takes to be in this real world. And you were saying, like, it looks so glamorous. People see what they think they see, but they don't really see the struggles and the behind the scenes or what it's really take to get to this point. Like, I think me and Stefano were chatting about this earlier, and he's like, yeah, but gratitude is a big deal. And that's a big thing to be fortunate of where you are today from where you were before. And I made a joke earlier. I'm like, fuck, man, like some days I feel like I was so better off 10 years ago than I am today. Like, I have so much more responsibility, so many more people on the team, more things to worry about. The ambition keeps getting further and like bigger and bigger, and the goalpost keeps getting further and further. And that Matthew McConaughey famous.
We were talking about that on our call 2 days ago. About you make goals, and then as you achieve those goals, but those goals are never achieved because you keep creating new goals.
You keep pushing that goalpost. Yeah. So
I think if you're motivated enough and you are successful at anything you do or want to do, naturally the goalposts are always going to move because you're always going to be looking to the next thing and say, how can I better myself? How can I better my family? How can I better my business? These are all natural progressions in life. Right?
Yeah, but the hardest thing that I battle with is the unsatisfied part. Yeah. Right? I'm never truly, like, I had a conversation with my wife the other day. She's like, what's going to change? Like, what's going to change? Like, you give yourself these deadlines on certain things. Like, I want to kick certain habits. I want to change. Like, I'm starting to create these habitual things in my life, right? And I want to get rid of these other habits that I find them detrimental to the next stage of where I want to get to, right? Like, I want to get back into reading books instead of listening to books, but it's so hard for me to read. And all these other things that I really want to accomplish. And she's like, but what's going to change tomorrow that's going to make you do that? Like, what changes? And I think that's what we should talk about here on the episode is a lot of people want to come into the industry and they want to become an entrepreneur, whether they want to be a realtor, they want to be a mortgage agent, an insurance broker, even a car salesman for that matter. They want to get into that 100%, your 100% commission. What you kill is what you eat. What is going to change in your life that's going to make you that successful? Like, what does it take?
Do you understand, like, the struggle? Like, the first couple of years, you think you're going to be making money. You can be just spending 20, 30 grand a year and not making any money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And then they think, oh, well, yeah, social media. Yeah, I'm great at making content. Okay. Are you able to come up with a solution when your client has a big issue that you have to solve within 5 minutes?
So critical thinking, I think, critical thinking and problem solving is crucial in any entrepreneurship. Like, you have to be quick on your feet. You got to be.
You have to come up with solutions every day. That's your first job.
Number one.
after that, a lot of it becomes your scheduling, like you guys talk about all the time. If you don't have a routine and you're not organized, then you can't stick to your schedule and do the things you need to do to grow a business.
Oh my God, I was so mad at
You're gonna
myself.
fly by the seat of your pants every day.
I was so angry at myself the other day. Like, I have this strict rule to not work on a file, only prospect in the morning until after lunch. Then I worry about the mundane tasks of administration. And I jumped into a file and it sucked all my energy. And I was like, oh, there goes half the fucking day now. I just wasted my like I started my morning with my routine to create my momentum. And then I came in and then instead of me doing what I usually do would be prospect, I went in and put out a dumpster fire on a file and I'm fighting it.
Yeah, some
And
days are gonna be like that. You're gonna have to just adjust. But for the most part, if you can get the stuff you need to get done first, usually by 10, 11, the day's gonna throw a bunch of shit at you. So if
usually
you don't get that stuff done early,
you have to. But when you first started,
yeah.
right, you came in from a different industry. You
Yep.
were already in sales. When you came in this industry, like, did you go out every single day and make X amount of phone calls? Did you use like a speed dialer when you first started?
I think for me it became I'm a watcher. I watch what other people do. I see what works for other people, and then I try and look at myself and say, do I fit? Like, am I that personality type? Is this going to work for me? I don't try and be somebody that I'm not naturally. So this is why I tell people when they come in, if naturally you're good at sales, you're great at taking care of people's interests, you look after people, you're organized, chances are it'll correlate into success naturally, okay? But to get to those other levels, you really have to make sure that you're pounding the pavement, reaching out to your network, following systems. So for me, it was more like I had a network of people. I want to kind of show them what I'm capable of, stay in touch with them, and then at the end of the day, once you do all these things for a specific amount of time and the results follow, then it's here are the results from what I do.
But what
You
do you
can
tell
speak
somebody
volumes.
who, like, what do you say to somebody who comes in the industry, even for us? Like, what do we tell someone who says, it looks so glamorous, Danny? It looks like you guys are crushing it. It looks like you guys are winning all the time. But that person is coming, wants to be an agent, whether they want to be any agent, a broker. What do you tell that individual?
I, I look back at how I started, and I put my head down, and I ignored all the noise in the background. You know, I listened what was put in front of me, and I, again, put put aside everything else, and I focused on that, because the first 2 to 3 years are going to be your hardest 3 years,
Yeah, if you
and
can
then
last it.
but then eventually it doesn't matter if you're in real estate, car business, or whatever the case is.
Yep.
When you're in sales, things start turning over,
Yeah.
right?
Your portfolio starts to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So until then, you have to keep feeding your pipeline. The first, like I said,
Grow,
the
grow,
first
grow,
grow. You
grow,
got to
grow it.
keep growing that pipeline, and then eventually, people that you were talking to year one, year two, even though did nothing with you, okay, and then the ones that did do something with you, year 3, 4, and 5, they all come together, and everything turns, and then all of a sudden, the car's moving.
Yeah.
The wheels are going.
Especially if these people are seeing you, right? So if you're seeing them, I don't know, at your kid's school, you're sending them an email, they're seeing your social media, they're seeing you. I mean, it's been 10 years for me. So people my first year that I met recently within the last couple months has been, "Oh, I've been watching everything you do. You guys are great. Oh my God, what an inspiration. I want you to help me find a home." 10 years. Never heard anything from this person, but they watched everything I did.
Yep.
So people, again, you attract your tribe, right? Like anything. You can be a sleazy real estate agent, a sleazy mortgage broker, a sleazy insurance person. I'm sure other sleazy people are going to find you, right? Some of these people do a lot of business. So
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
whoever you are,
100%.
be yourself.
But
That's
Frank,
the
what would
best
you tell
advice.
somebody who says, "Hey, Frank, it looks so glamorous. People don't see the behind the scenes." What would you tell somebody who wants to join, for instance, say your team?
That
Like,
motivates me the most, actually, when people say, "Oh, another realtor. Oh my God, you got your real estate license." Just for me, it was like that's my push to say, "Look, I can do better than 99% of these other people." Because I'm motivated. I want to take care of people. I want to grow a business. But when somebody's starting out, and I've had many people reach out to me over the last few years and say, "Hey, Oh my God, I want to join your team. Okay, well, that's great, but I don't operate as a business that just looks at somebody as a number to kind of make money off them, right? I don't charge people to join my team. When you transact, that's how the business can grow.
Sorry, say
But
that again.
if you're not
When
transacting, I'm not making any money. So my job is to kind of right now, it's more like, are you a reflection of me? My team is small. I want you to be a reflection of what I put out there. And at first, when you're starting out, it's like, hey, I'm busy. I need people to help me get through the tasks I need to get through to grow a business. But as I reflect back, it was like maybe that wasn't the right fit for me because they're not a reflection of me. It's not a marriage. I tell this to people all the time, but business, it's not a marriage where opposites attract. You have to have different qualities, but ultimately you have to be similar in terms of your work ethic and where you want to go.
I think a
Those are
lot
the
of
two
people just
things.
have this misconception that it's just instant success overnight. It happens just because you know, oh, I'm going to be an agent or a broker and I'm going to have freedom to do whatever I want and I'm going to, you know, make my own schedule and make money. But what they
Yeah.
don't see is that when you're salaried, at the end of the week, you can take your paycheck home, it's $1,000.
Yeah.
Where in sales, you can go 14 days making outbound calls, prospecting, pounding pavement, knocking on doors, whatever you want to call it. And you can get to day 17 and make $5,000, for
Yep.
instance. That's the trade-off. But the difference is how do you keep yourself and first of all,
Motivated.
energized,
Yeah,
motivated,
motivated.
right? And inspired to keep going. Number one. Number two, every industry is the exact same. Like Danny said, you want to be a plumber, there's no success in day one.
Nope.
There's no success in year one. There's success at year 4. When you finish your apprenticeship, you get top tier pay. You're getting all the benefits. You get to work those 4-day work weeks and you're home Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, buddy, I admired some of my friends that are in that industry because,
No matter what you do,
yeah, it took consistent.
mentorship is the most important tool, even as an entrepreneur,
Absolutely.
right? Like you've watched other people run a business, set up a business, be able, okay, well, we started out again, back to that. We opened a barbershop business. We're not barbers.
Yep.
But we were young and we saw a need in the market for barbershops. So Danny and I would go to every barbershop. I don't know how he used a straight blade. We found one guy that was phenomenal, better than the rest. Guess what? This guy can help us run a business together because there's a need out there. We can market it. We have a network. We know enough people that appreciate good service and want quality. There's a need in the marketplace,
Kind
right?
of like the three of us on this couch.
Identify the need in the marketplace.
Yeah.
And if you, again, any business you go into, the ones that are successful, clean, organized, their hours are their hours, anything to be
So
successful in anything.
you said that one key thing, right? Mentorship. Is that something that you would tell this person to go find? Like when we find people, like we don't fit everybody's personality.
No,
right?
You're not going to.
But you got to find the right brokerage or right place or a right foreman or a right electrical company or plumbing company. Like I still believe that whether you're an entrepreneur, right? Whether you're working for somebody, you still have to be committed, motivated, dedicated, disciplined to do all these things every single day for a long period of time to get to that freedom, that
Yep.
what people think is what you identify as success. Same thing in this industry. You got to go find that right company to go work under, find that mentor who is the broker or the foreman, for instance, who's going to teach you the ropes. And you got to be that bitch for a bit. You got to take the shitty tasks. You got to do the small things. You got to learn to sweep the floor and take out the garbage and clean the bath. You have to learn those things because it's vital in this business. It's not just, hey, I'm going to show up and get a business card made and all of a sudden it's like, oh, business is going to come. No, man, you got to do the mundane tasks every single day for a long period of time when no one is watching, doing the things behind the scenes when you're not recording it. That's going to make you this person in 3 to 6 years or whatever it might be, because that's what it's going to take.
When you look at personality traits of successful entrepreneurs, I mean, a lot of it is a type A personality where you like things your way and you're going to set the table and you're going to be the leader, right?
Yep.
Like that's ultimately what it comes down to. If you're submissive, you can be an entrepreneur, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot harder for you, right? This is just what I noticed. Now, I could be wrong, but to run any business, you got to be a leader.
You do. But what do you think is the biggest downfall that these people come into the industry with? Like, what's the one thing that hurts them the most? Like, what's the one thing that can really be detrimental?
Specific to my industry,
Any industry.
Any industry.
I
Yeah.
think it's
I'm gonna go with putting the time into the business. I think.
So not so like when you say time, like putting in 5-6 hours of dedicated work a day kind of thing. Like,
I feel like a lot of people that decide to be business owners, and maybe it's just because I'm seeing a lot of it in the mortgage business more than anywhere else now, is they don't put enough time into the actual business to get it to grow enough. And then the next thing is um, the the next biggest problem in being an entrepreneur is they want to be in control of absolutely everything that goes on in the business. And until you learn to let go and um, have others in positions and you're not all over them, is when you'll be able to grow that business.
yeah.
yeah,
And-
finding
But the key from that comes from make sure they're a reflection of you. Because if they are and they're good at what they do, whether it's systems, again, you don't need to know everything about AI. If you're hiring somebody that knows a lot about AI, that's their job. They're the specialist in that. They just have to be a good personality reflection of your business as well, in my opinion. Because then it all feeds each other. They're like, look, another Danny, but this Danny specializes in AI.
Yeah, these are all great points. Definitely, for sure. I think the biggest demise for people coming in the industry is their mindset.
Mindset, yeah.
Yeah, for me. I think a lot of people beat themselves up. For me, it was my biggest challenge coming from one industry to the next, being at a certain age, a demographic or an individual. I thought, and I see it now when I'm coaching some of our agents, that they're within their own mind and they're not controlling their emotion, which I'm a reactive person too, but the way you talk to yourself is going to be a big reflection on how you handle your business. A huge part. And I think mindset is the biggest thing that people need to overcome, those limited beliefs, understanding how to turn those into affirmations or however you want to do it. But you got to have stackable beliefs on why people should use you, like do business with you. Why should people do network with you? Like all those things are very important. So like after that, putting in the time and having the discipline and the personality is going to be huge.
And then it comes down to the 10% rule. Actually, how many businesses close the first year of business? That's another stat to pull up. So
Lots.
think about it. There's so many entrepreneurs. I'm going to open a business. I'm going to open a restaurant. I'm going to open a... Your success rate's probably less than 10%.
Okay. But so there's that 20% of the 20% of the brokers.
Yeah,
right?
in my business, I mean 20%,
our
but in
business,
general,
I'm
yeah.
gonna say in broke in,
Yeah, so that number is pretty static across the board. So they say 20% of the agents do 100% of the business. So what happens to those other 80% of the people though? What happens to them?
They
Like,
struggle to find their. I mean,
well,
they find their way.
they remain. So if we're talking about, I guess, the mortgage business, I'm sure it's the same as the realtor business. They remain as part timers
okay.
Yeah,
for the most part, right?
Yep.
They use it as, I'll make a little bit of money here and there, and it's going to help out my lifestyle a little bit. Don't need to be 100% focused. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. The other one is, they stick around for so long until they're like, you know what? I'm either going to pick up something new or I'm done with putting in funds into this type of business
Mhm.
right now. I think for realtors recently got a good cleanup,
Mhm.
right? When they introduced life insurance, right? A lot of realtors are like, "Oh no, now I got this monthly thing extra to pay," and I'm like, "You
Yeah,
know what?
with
I'm
any
out of
fees.
here," right?
When you're not
So-
transacting, any fees that are thrown on you
Right.
now, it's helped clean up the industry. So in my business, I mean, our business has grown in the last 2 years where many are getting out of the business. Just because the focus of my business now is it's your biggest investment. Are you going to trust it to a guy that's, I don't know, flipping burgers during the day, but he's a real estate agent at night?
Mhm.
Your biggest investment. You're not selling a t-shirt, right?
Yep.
Like, $1 million and northwards in most cases. Who are you going to trust it to? A guy that tells you he'll do it for nothing? Chances are you're going to end up losing more money than you're going to make, right? So we've been lucky to see our business grow simply from referral, repeat business, and putting ourselves out there with the results that we've been achieving. That's what people want to see.
So like for me, like I don't know why I'm attracted to that 80% people. Like I want to help these individuals, not all of them. You can't help all of
No,
them.
because if they don't have it in them, like you
No.
said,
But I think that's where like Danny and I have come into this like training and mentoring and coaching agents, because that is a lot of people that can transact and can help our industry. Like I think
yeah,
truly.
yeah. Again, if you're focusing solely on being a mentor, I help people every day. I help my team members every day. But you know what? You got to want it too, right?
100%, which is
Because
why we're
again,
having this podcast, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
Like
100%. Like when we go back at, I mean, we've been broker owners for over 4 years now. So we go back at, the number of agents that have come through our brokerage and that did not succeed. And the amount of conversations we used to have about, how can we help that person go? How can, and you know what? Some people, it's just not in them.
yeah.
no, and that's
They,
fine.
and
It doesn't mean they're bad people. It
no,
just
no,
means, hey, it's not the
100%.
right career for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You either went into it for the wrong reasons, but when I sit with someone for the first time, personality traits are very important.
Yeah, we had a rule for the longest time when I was in my old career. It was like hire the personality, train the skill.
And what about responsiveness? That's another big one we haven't talked about. If you can't answer my text message for a day, you're not a real estate agent. I'm sorry. In my eyes, I can't hire you. If it takes you 8 hours to get back to me on something, phone call, whatever, when I'm testing you, how am I going to hire you? How am I going to trust you're going to get back to that client, right?
Yeah.
So to be able to be associated with me, and I have high standards for myself, if you don't, you don't come close to that, then it's not the right fit. And that doesn't mean you can't succeed.
So when you do that, right? So when your standards are running at 90 degrees, like Ed Milet says this a lot. If my thermostat and Andy Fischel, all these guys are like, if my thermostat runs at 90 and some of the people around you don't run at that same temperature, what do you do?
Again, it depends what role you're in. As broker owners, it's a little bit different. Your patience level should be a little bit higher,
But
right?
the agents, right? Like not us agents.
Yes.
Like you're saying, if my responsiveness and my and what's that word I'm looking for? If my ambition and your ambition are so far apart, how do you what do you do?
I guess, I mean, they're not going to be an equal to you. No one's ever going to be an equal, right? Like, it's hard in your mind if you think that, you have such high expectations of yourself. It's hard to find
Yes, but
somebody
you
for
just said
equal in
that it
business.
doesn't work for you if they don't have high
They
expectations.
have to have high expectations. Now, if they don't, again, it's either they're in the wrong field or you can find a role for them.
But I think that's
Some
just
people can be great at certain things. You might be great at doing open houses every
but
week
that's
and
the
meeting
but
people, but
that's
he can't follow up.
but I think that's why a lot of the 80 is because, and I've said this before, is because the goal is this big and the sacrifice is this big.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sacrifice that's required, especially at the beginning. Like Danny was saying, you got to put in a lot of time. You got to put your head down. You got to do the work. You got to be relentless and disciplined on the daily actions every single day.
The two main things I've seen, if you don't have that ambition and that work ethic and responsiveness, because in my business, responsiveness is number one. Should have mentioned that a while ago. But if you say, "Oh, I had a headache for 2 days, sorry, I couldn't get back to you," like, or how much am I going to make if I do this right off the hop and we just started working together? I always say if you're putting in the work and you love what you're doing, the money will come. You've seen it with so many different businesses, right? The minute you start first thinking, okay, well, how much am I gonna make if I do this? It's like you got into it for the wrong reasons. Little red flags you can find anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's tough. Every day is a struggle, and every day you have to work harder. I think another thing that I was told by a mentor as I was getting going in real estate is you don't know what you're capable of as a human being until you make yourself uncomfortable, right? That's why oh my god, it was one of the athletes, Bret Hart in wrestling. He mentioned that when he signed with WWF, Vince McMahon went up to him and he said, "You see that house in Calgary that you love? Go buy it. The most expensive house you can find." Because he knew that Bret Hart was going to work harder to be able to do all this stuff for his family. So they say, I want to know what you guys think.
Johnny brings this up. Also, go get yourself in debt. So this way, you're forced to go to work, push yourself.
Yeah. So everybody, like, that's why I said that earlier. What's going to change tomorrow that's going to make you do the things that you're promising yourself in your head? because that's why you're making the decision to become an entrepreneur. You're promising yourself all these things in your head about this dream life that you want, but it's not going to come overnight. So that's number one. So number two is, what decisions are you going to make? And yeah, sometimes my mentor was like, Johnny, go, like we're big watch guys that went back then. And he was like, go buy the Breitling, go spend the $4,000 at the time that it was and put yourself in debt, or go buy the car. Definitely go buy the house and put yourself in debt, because naturally the man will go find a way to provide.
Yeah, you see what you're made of.
Yeah. Same thing when it's like, or women. Yeah. I'm just, I'm just, or women, but it's for everybody. And the same thing when, you go have a kid, you don't know what you're like,
you don't know what you're getting into.
it's never the right time. Nothing tomorrow, like it's never the right time.
As a planner, that's the hardest part. I come from like a home where not only my mom, but my nonna was there, and she would make sure the clothes were folded when I came home, lunch was ready, dinner was ready, or my mom would come for whatever. I was just used to organization and things just flowing. So now, naturally, with 3 little kids at home, it's going to be a disaster. Like, it's normal, right? But I still get home and I'm like, oh, I thrive on organization. I thrive on this. And
Yeah. And when I say men, I mean mankind. And mankind is a whole. Okay. Let's just be clear. I'm not fucking, like, I don't want no people beating me up.
Well, but I'm going to say there's something that mankind does like.
Tequila.
And at least the mankind that are sitting on this couch. And
I don't know so much about the actual specific one, but
well, let's talk about what we do have in front of us, and that is a bottle of 1800 tequila reposado, a well-known, widely available tequila from Mexico, made with 100% blue Weber agave. It's reposado, aged for 2 months. Is an expression of the 1800 brand. And we're going to taste it. We'll discuss the flavor profile, packaging, value, and yes, we're going to rate it from 1 to 10.
I just got a purchase and sale agreement. Sorry.
All right. Like, people are listening to this thing, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really like 1800 tequila. And we'll get into this one, but
The 1800 with Blanco, that one's pretty good. That one Danny swears by up and down.
Yeah, so and you know what the crazy thing is? I was going through my list of tequilas that we've done on the show, and we haven't brought out an 1800 Blanco tequila yet.
No?
We have not brought it onto the show yet.
Oh my God.
We have not brought that out, and that is my go-to Blanco at the LCBO.
And the bar.
The crazy.
First, I'm going to say 2 things. Number one, Frank smashed the whole thing already. Never been done in 86
Really?
something episodes. Never.
There you go. Got an early start to the day today.
Perfect. Number one. Number two, who's starting with this? Danny, you want to start?
Johnny, you can start with this
You
one.
start.
Give us what you think. I'm going to look something up.
Yeah, so I have some experience with this bottle. Like I said, we were just in Ottawa for the MPC conference, and typical routine is go to the LCBO and get a bottle of tequila, try to find some bottles that we haven't seen on the show. And we hadn't tried this reposado. I've never had it before, so we had it that weekend. And I have to say, we were all disappointed.
100%.
It was not a smooth reposado. No, not
It was smooth for me, but I'm not a crazy tequila drinker.
I don't know. I'm not going to say it's not smooth. I'm just going to say I don't really like the tastes that are left in my mouth with it. I don't know.
It felt fuzzy.
Like,
that's how I felt it. But again, it wasn't the top choice. So what we do on the show, if you're new to the show, we rate the bottle out of 10 in 3 categories. Category number 1 is appearance on the bottle. Category number 2 is taste of the bottle. And then category number 3 is the price of the bottle. What happened?
I was just there.
You're in La La Land already? You need another
Can I have
one?
another shot?
Here, pour yourself one. I'll start with the appearance. Again, I like the appearance of the bottle. I really think it's traditional. It's clean. It's nice. You know it's a tequila bottle when you see it.
They're like buttery caramel.
yeah, you can taste the caramel spice, the white pepper. I mean, a little bit of smoky. I don't know about that too much, but
Yeah, the appearance for me is I really like it. It's 8.5 for me on the appearance. Price it was 70.
this bottle here is sold at the LCBO for $46.
Oh wow.
Not
I mean,
bad.
price wise is
Decent.
fantastic. It's 8 on the price, but the taste it leaves it's something on my tongue. I don't know what it is. I'm not.
A numbing sensation. Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah, no,
Really?
I don't know. It's something about the aftertaste on this. I don't know if it's the barrels they used or
I find it like a fuzzy, but maybe it's the numbing taste. I don't know what it is, but I wasn't pleased with it. I'm gonna give the taste a 6, so it's gonna get.
7.5.
I'm gonna say 7 overall. Like,
7 overall.
it's not up. It's okay. It's great. It did the job. Like I was making a joke earlier. It didn't get me drunk. This thing knocked me on sideways. Like
Frank, you're next.
Again, not being such an avid tequila drinker as these two, I'd give it like a 7.8.
For what?
we don't do 0.8s around here, bro.
No.
7.8.
All right, so for the appearance, Frank, what do you
I'm very
in order,
technical. I like-
in order to get
It's
to
not an 8,
0.8,
but it's not a 7.5.
but in order to get to a 0.8, you really got to dig into the categories.
Closer to 8 than
Right?
than 7.
All right, so let's give it, full digit numbers here. We go by.
I just go by if I like it or not.
Okay,
So
so appearance wise,
bottle, average, 8,
8. Okay. Flavor,
7.
price,
For 46
Good.
bucks.
So price is more closer to 8.4.
so
So that gives me a 7.8.
you're 7.6.
Oh, is that what it comes? Okay, so 7.8. Still closer to 8. Closer to 8 than 7.
Um, for the appearance, I always look at the bottle, and if I were to have it in my stand, would it stand out a bit? And I think you know exactly what that bottle is. Looking at it, it's exactly what it should be, a tequila bottle. In that sense, I'm gonna give it a good 7.5 to 8. For the taste wise, I'm very, very disappointed in this one. I thought I was gonna get what I get in the Blanco, and then a little bit of that barrel, and then make it like a really good mix of drink. And I was really disappointed with it. So
And we were a few people in the room, and we didn't like it. Like
I'm giving this 6.5 for taste wise. As for the price, I mean, guys, $45 for Reposado, you can't get that anywhere. So I'll boost that up to an 8. So you're probably at 7 overall. Sure.
It's like they spent no time making it.
7.83. 7.83.
Wow. All right, guys. So if you like the show, share the show so we can grow. You can find us on all streaming platforms on the podcast 23 on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify. You can find Johnny Supa at Johnny Supa everywhere. And Danny
Mortgages by Danny C.
and Frank.
Vella Sells or Vella.Real Estate Group.
Amazing. Till next time, guys. See ya.